That's rough. What it do, ski? It's your boy Farewell34. Today I'm here with my reaction video to Stargate SG-1. This one is season 4, episode number 19. How's it going, Stargate fam? So last episode we had some trippy Google lights, and there was a family tragedy ensued, and well, in the end the kid at least made it. So that's a W. With that being said, let's see what is popping today at the SGC as we are closing in on season number 4. As always, if you enjoyed this one, then definitely be sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. With that being said, let's get into this one, guys. Right. Good old gate coordinates, symbols. Don't think we've seen this guy before.
Ridiculous, doesn't it?
Have you met General Ryan?
The General Ryan, Chief of Staff?
I've read a lot about you, Colonel.
You're a fairly
Yes,
funny
sir.
fellow.
Then you're dismissed.
Thank you, sir. Sirs.
I'm pretty sure we haven't seen him before, but he just seems like a legend.
Cut your hands.
You say 10 dimensions?
Yes, I did. These calculations are the key to opening up the entire universe. The future is a lot closer than you might think.
Let's go, Sam. Teach of the youth. And Haley has a question.
I'm sorry, sir, but the calculations are incorrect.
Wrong is wrong, buddy.
Who is that?
Jennifer Haley, difficult personality.
These variables should be reversed.
This kid's got something, and it's not a Gould. I could see Jack maybe doing field training. Oh, that would be good. Them showing the rounds for some fresh graduates or a new SG team. Because we don't really see the higher up teams, you know? We've probably got like SGs 1 through maybe 15's the highest number that I've heard in this show thus far. I don't know what the cap is up until now. I know we're SG 34, but I don't think I've heard like SG 20 something before. Prodigy.
Well, we'll take it from here.
Oh, General Ryan as himself. Okay, so General Ryan. Okay, I'm just ignorant. I don't know who that is. Oopsies. Hey Google, who's General Ryan? So I guess General Ryan is just a real life high-ranking officer. So that does make sense. He's a legend IRL. That's kind of cool. That's a kind of cool addition to the show. I wasn't aware of that, guys. So letting you know that I did not know that.
Do you realize that we still haven't received those replacement parts?
I'm sure Colonel O'Neill would love to discuss it with you. Love is the word.
It's a great photo.
I don't know if this is
for a profile
military.
I did have an interesting encounter with one of your cadets.
Once you brush the chip off her shoulder, it reminds me of another bright young cadet who came through here a few years back. Her SATs were through the roof, even higher than yours. Unfortunately, she's sometimes too smart.
Professor Monroe said
exactly?
she has discipline problems.
We're gonna have an internship program in the academy, and if you're the top of the top, you gotta join the SGC for a month and a half, and then we'll wipe your memories. Boom.
I'd like to talk to her, sir.
I was hoping you'd say that.
All right, this is a nice wholesome episode. We got everybody on board. You know, getting the next generation ready.
Just asked him to wait until I could have a chance to check it out.
Outpost has been up and running for 6 weeks now without the slightest hint of anything remotely dangerous.
You don't want to jinx it, brother.
More pressing matters.
Getting in a little extra lab time?
Yes, ma'am.
Towards a new cosmology of multiple realities?
Professor Monroe gave me a D.
Because it wasn't the assignment.
Permission to speak freely, ma'am? The assignment was lame.
But it's based on way too many unfounded assumptions to make a valid theory.
What about your assumption, Major? That you're the one that's right and I'm wrong?
Way beyond anything you're likely to be taught at the academy. Doesn't mean you don't do the assignment.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
I'm late for a class, ma'am.
Ooh.
Yes.
You gotta work on the people skills a little bit there, Sam. But I mean, if you want to do the extracurricular, go for it. And if you didn't consult the teacher in advance saying, hey, can I do this instead? It's kind of on you.
I'm disappointed that we found nothing on you.
No, it's just wanted him to be wrong.
I feel like Tilk's been chilling recently.
Did you hear something?
Great, we're playing Quidditch.
I've never before encountered anything like it.
I think without even realizing it, Cadet Haley intuitively arrived at a whole new way of looking at cosmology.
Jennifer Haley is no longer our problem.
No longer our problem, excuse me?
What do you mean?
She got into a fight this morning with another cadet.
And?
You'll have to expel her.
Of a one fight?
Colonel O'Neill doesn't have a clue what we're trying to accomplish here. He's too busy polishing his M16.
It's a
Actually,
P90.
It's a P90.
They're pretty new. We pay attention to this stuff.
You boys going somewhere?
We're gonna go see if we can find that creature you encountered.
Until we determine there is no threat, I will assume there is one.
Yeah. And where's
Do we
Daniel
have
when you
a
need
problem
him?
here? That you even think you're qualified to decide what we can and can't do around here is...
Colonel O'Neill is indeed qualified, Dr. Hamilton. Having
Let him
encountered
know,
the alien
Tilk.
species as have I since long before you were born. I strongly suggest you do what Colonel O'Neill says.
He's like, I got you, fam. Don't worry.
Thank you, Rocco.
This is where he
Cadet
takes
Haley
matters into his own hands.
But if she's even half as brilliant as I think she is, we don't want to lose her.
Can I assume you're referring to your research project up at Cheyenne Mountain?
Too many people have their ears in our direction, if you know what I'm saying.
Well,
And believe me when I tell you that Cadet Haley is exactly the kind of person we need.
send her in.
Cadet, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Answer honestly. I mean, let's face it, what's the point of a chain of command if none of your superiors are as smart as you are?
I won't quit.
I'm just giving you the chance to walk out before General Kerrigan throws you out.
I won't quit.
Good.
Major Carter has a future in mind for you, and I respect Major Carter's opinion. I'm not recommending dismissal.
Thank you, sir.
Good shit, Sam.
You think a day goes by in this place where I don't hear your name?
Get over it.
Right?
There are important things at stake. Something more incredible than anything even you could imagine.
Yo, Sam, sit her down and just be like, yo, look, I see potential in you. I could be your mentor. All right, I'll have you lined up for a great position. Let her know that something's coming and she'll probably hold it down, dude. And I think that's what she's gonna do. And it'll mean a lot coming from her. Because the whole gang can't be doing this gating, you know, the older they get.
Come on!
Whole hive of them?
Incredible.
Hamilton, what are you doing?
This is kind of like that recent X-Files episode. You don't know if they're emitting radiation. What happens if they go through you?
But she's already checked out security and signed the non-disclosure form.
Are you absolutely sure about this, Major?
General, she is a perfect candidate. She is brilliant.
You guys gotta set a legacy.
I am absolutely sure about this, sir.
Stargate, the next generation.
You ready?
What is it?
Called a Stargate.
That's so
Looking at the
epic.
event. Your body was particleized in the matter stream and then reintegrated. I'd like you to meet Cadet Haley.
Cadet, I got something you should see.
Pretty calm first time traveling through the Stargate. Especially as a student. It'd be Pogapalooza for me.
We're not sure, but we think it's some kind of energy-based life form. That was Dr. Lee's idea. The top and bottom plates are electrified. The field seems to be holding it in.
You're not hurting it, are you?
Creature has no physical body. I don't think it's capable of feeling pain.
Hey, Bill, come in. Any sign of the swarm?
Nothing yet. Looks like they just disappeared.
They're angry now. That's a dope shirt. I love that. A Sherpa plaid. Looks mad comfy.
Oh. Bill, you getting anything on the high frequency? Bill?
There you go. Ooh. Is that right through the heart? Death by 1,000 stings? That's rough. Because it's not even like it's just hitting him on his skin. They're going through him. That's internal bleeding, buddy. Ooh, bad day for a field trip.
How many places does the Stargate go?
The Stargate network is composed of a great many worlds.
Colonel O'Neill! Help, Colonel O'Neill! They're attacking Dr. Thompson. Where?
Well, there's not much you can do, right? I mean, you know they don't like electricity. Johnny Cutter bullets.
Hey! Creatures may have been provoked.
Baby, let me ask you this.
O'Neill.
Gotta come up with something.
Everybody get down!
Where's Haley?
Wired up the aluminum walls of this building.
They're returning.
Light it up.
It's working. As long as we've got power, we're safe.
How long do you think the generator will keep running? Basically, it could run out at any time.
Crying out loud.
Carter?
The Stargate, sir. It's a giant superconductor.
Anyone attempting to reach the Stargate will most certainly be killed.
Hey, why'd they attack in the first place?
I suppose it's possible they were reacting to the capture of one of their own.
Did you know this moon wasn't even formed from the original accretion disk of the planet? Dr. Thompson thinks it was a rogue that got pulled into a highly eccentric polar orbit, and they became violent right at the moment that we were directly over the pole. Well, we're beyond the point of peak intensity. If we wait, the creatures will go back to the way that they were before.
How long would that take?
A couple of hours?
If I'm right and their behavior is retaliatory, waiting will just make things worse.
You're not right. I am.
Sir, we can't both be right. The theories are mutually exclusive.
Doesn't matter who's right, Cadet.
How can it not matter who's right?
If he makes a run for the gate, he's risking his own life. If he waits, he risks everyone's life.
As soon as I get the gate
Guess
open,
this is
head
field
straight
trading.
for it.
Are you ready, O'Neill?
Give me a warning.
I'm going to shoot you.
1.
I set on 3.
Let's go, Jack.
I'm at the gate. Let's start dialing.
Start moving, Jack. Come on. Start speed running it. Come on. Good shit, too.
Quickly, O'Neill.
It worked.
I'll never complain about mosquitoes again.
We owe you our thanks, Colonel.
Is it always like this?
No, sometimes it gets really exciting.
And that was my reaction video to Stargate SG-1, season number 4, episode number 19, the Moon Fireflies episode. And I thought it was nice. I thought this was a nice episode, and I really did enjoy troubled cadet, sort of, you know, brilliant, but is kind of a hard ass here. And I thought Sam going back to school, giving this lecture, finding this kid, helping her along her journey was actually a really nice storyline here that I wasn't expecting them to go to at all, really, especially in season 4. It seems like an odd slot for them to throw this episode in. But it works. I think this falls in line with, you know, Sam obviously being a teacher, being that previous prodigy, excelling in all her classes at the academy. So for her to lend out an olive branch and help another rising star who might not make it to the end of the line just because of, you know, whether it's responsibilities or thinking they're too great, she needed to humble herself a little bit, right? I think that was a great experience for her to now, you know, be part of the SGC potentially, you know, later down the line, you know, as the years go by. So I think this is actually such a great episode to see something like that highlighted. We've obviously seen, you know, us picking up kids who are refugees from other planets and stuff like that and helping others, but, you know, not very often just because of, you know, the NDAs that would need to be signed because it's such a national security. We don't really get that chance to do that often. So it was cool to see that in this episode here. I thought Haley was a pretty solid addition to this episode here, and I would love for them to follow up with it. Will they? I don't know or think so, but you never know. Yeah, the stuff with Jack and the scientists on the planet this episode, I thought they were fine as well here. Nothing maybe outstanding, just some, you know, casual, lighthearted banter back and forth with each other, just beefing. Scientists versus the Colonel. I feel like Daniel would have been a solid addition to this episode just to mitigate things, but it was interesting to see how Jack handled it this time around here. And obviously, he does have he has the numbers and he has more experience than they do, obviously. So he's gonna take measures into protecting them best he can. And I actually liked how at the end of this, Haley thought she had the right answer, and so did Sam. But it just goes to show she's not necessarily there in terms of her science and her academics. She's great when it comes to maybe social skills, or it comes to maybe to be a great, I guess, cadet, as Hamid was saying. It takes other things outside of just being academically gifted, right? You need to you know, look out for your peers. The best solution obviously would be to sacrifice the least amount of people and save as many people as possible. Her plan, I don't think, accounted for that. Definitely think there is something that they could line something up for that in the future with her. I think that would be a really cool callback as well, right? But with that being said, that was season 4, episode 19 here. I thought this was a fine episode of the show here. I liked all the elements with Sam and Haley, and I think the rest of the episode with these sort of energy beings on this moon fine as well here. But guys, what did you think about this episode? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. We got episodes 20 and 21 coming out in the first half of this week. Sorry guys, I'm actually catching up on a bunch of stuff. But with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Love y'all.